Selling a digital product online is not as hard as you might think. And honestly, like I said, anybody can do this. You don't need a degree in coding. You don't need really any education at all. This is something that anybody with a laptop and an internet connection can do from anywhere in the world, which is pretty exciting. There's actually never been a better time to start a digital product business than now. It's just so many tools available to help you get started and so many customers online who are looking to make their lives easier by buying one of your products. And to be clear, this is not a get rich quick scheme. If you want that, go buy a lottery ticket or some crypto meme coin. This is going to be a business that if you put the effort in, if you listen to everything I talk about in this video and you really dedicate yourself to this, I mean, really like maybe 10 hours a week, maybe 1 hour a week, maybe 40 hours a week, depending on how much time you have. But if you actually do that, you set goals and you do that for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, you can be wildly successful. So for this next phase, let's see what products are actually out there, what needs are out there, and kind of see if our ideas make sense. Let's start off on Etsy. That's a really good resource here. If you just type in, let's say for this video, I'm going to go with the example of finding a product about beekeeping. So let's just say beekeeping. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, Mike, this is physical products. Let me show you in a second. If we go to all filters, we can go down to digital downloads right here, and we can show the results here. So for beekeeping, like I kind of suspected, there's going to be some record keeping stuff. So they've got a whole bunch of record keeping things you can download right there. We have some for honeybee study. So like kind of basically an ebook, it kind of looks like. We have plans. That's a really smart one, actually. If you're good at building stuff, plans to build something is a perfect digital thing to sell online. Also, like if you're thinking about selling something physical, maybe you just sell like the design to make it, and then you don't have to pay for shipping, and other people can just build it themselves. So this, I think, is really cool, a really smart idea there. We've got a custom, that kind of looks AI generated, honestly, but a custom like beekeeper photo. So if you wanted to be more hands-on, that's an option. All right, so that's mostly what I'm seeing. There are some little art things, clip art. I wouldn't bother with those. Those look AI generated, which means they're going to be, flooded. A lot of people are going to get those or make those. I think, okay, so plans and the little like beekeeping journal tracker, those are two things that seem to be doing pretty well. You can see a lot of people buying these things. But because there are so many people already doing it, we're going to have to be a little bit different. So let's kind of peel this back a little bit deeper and do some research. There's two other platforms I want to use. One is going to be Reddit. So if we just look up Reddit, beekeeping digital download, see what's kind of popping up here. The first one, I already clicked on this. I thought that was a really good idea. Like I mentioned early in this video, I didn't actually know if anybody used software or not, but in then looking this up, that's the first result. So if we click on that, what software do people use to keep tabs on their hives? It looks like there aren't really any good answers. Like some people use the spreadsheet, and then the real benefit of this is you can see the discussion about this. So if you're like, all right, I'm definitely building software for beekeepers, you could say, well, maybe people don't want to have a laptop out there with them, so you can't really do that. Maybe you could see it's a little extreme notes, stuff like that. So maybe now with the really AI getting to the level that it is, it might be a good time to launch an app or some kind of software that you could just have your phone in your pocket, and then as you're doing your beekeeping, just talk to that. It'll transcribe it, and maybe it'll organize it to some nice notes that can be saved in that app. And that might be a really good tool that I personally would use. I'm fairly new to beekeeping, but I could see that being a fairly useful thing. Google Sheets seems to be another thing people are really using. So maybe what we want to do as a fourth option here is instead of making these trackers out of paper, maybe we just make a template in Google Sheets, for example, or Microsoft Excel. You can kind of make one template for both and just have it a good, easy way for people to track, make it look nice, and give them a lot of options on that. It could also be printable, of course, but having that digital file might be a good idea. Now, well, actually, let's go back. There are a couple of things I want to look at here. Good online books. You can see what people are doing, how competitive that space is. We can see free. There's a lot of free beekeeping books. There are apps for beekeeping. So I recommend reading through everything that's out there, see what people like, see what they don't like. And the idea here is you want to have really what's called the blue ocean strategy. You want to have a moat around you. So you're trying to make a product that other people really, really want. They really need it, but it isn't really satisfied in the market yet. So sometimes it's an idea that comes from one niche and applies to another. Maybe something that's working really well in vegetable gardening just isn't there in beekeeping yet. And you could bring that idea over and create something that is just maybe has never been done before or hasn't been done very well at all. So those are ideas. I don't recommend copying what's already out there. So this is good to see. Like Etsy's great to see what's out there, but if you just make another one of these record keeping, just essentially a template like this, and it looks similar-ish to that, you're not going to sell it because people are going to look at this and say, all right, this person's selling it. They have 5 stars, 57 reviews, and you have no sales at all, no reviews. They're not going to trust you. They're going to buy the one that's already, doing well and has a lot of consumer feedback on that. So I recommend being as different or unique as possible. You really want that blue ocean strategy. And like I said, the moat around you is going to be your knowledge and your effort that you actually put into this. Now, the final resource I want to look at is going to be over here on X. If you just type in beekeeping or anything kind of similar to that, you can start to find some good resources, and definitely going to be some good discussion on here with people that talk about what ideas they have, what they want, what they don't want. And you can always ask a question as well and say, hey, I have this idea. Like, would you guys want an app? And if so, what would you want in it? You can maybe get some feedback as you get started if you're trying to build something more complicated like that. Now, what I think I want to do here is kind of move over to a different niche, right? We saw what worked in beekeeping, but maybe I'm also good at germinating plants. It's something I've actually genuinely been doing for the past couple of years. And I have a nice set of shelves with lights on them. It's really good for germinating. And a lot of people that have come over have been like, hey, I want to build something like that. So for this video, I'm going to go with that. That's going to be the digital product we sell. And if we go and look on Etsy, see what's available, there really aren't any good ones. Like, this is kind of similar to what I'm doing, but it doesn't have lights in there. It's not the same design. And they have 2,400 reviews with 4.8 stars, and they're selling it for $8. So that's something that if you're selling, at high volume, that makes a lot of sense.